The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. Narration and art by Rick. Chapter 10. The prince landed near asteroids 325 to 330, curious to learn more. He started with 325, a tiny planet ruled by a king in a purple robe.
Hello?
"A subject," the king shouted when he saw the prince. The prince blinked. "How does he know me? We've never met." To kings, everyone's a subject. "Come closer," the king said, proud to rule someone at last. The prince stepped forward, tired from his journey. The planet was small, but the king's huge robe covered it all. "What a strange place," Prince whispered. The prince looked for a seat, but the king's robe took up the whole planet. He stood, yawning from his long trip. "No yawning," the king snapped. "It's rude." "I can't help it," the prince said, embarrassed. "Then I order you to yawn," the king boomed. The prince tried, but couldn't. "I order you to stop," the king sputtered, annoyed. The prince was confused. The king loved giving orders, but he wanted them to make sense. "If I told a general to become a bird, it'd be my fault if he failed," the king said. "My orders are fair." "May I sit?" the prince asked shyly. "I order you to sit," the king replied, pulling his robe. The prince sat, puzzled. "What do you rule?" he asked. "Everything," the king said, waving at the stars. "The stars obey me." The prince marveled. If he had that power, he could watch 100 sunsets without moving. But this planet was so small. "Rule what?" he thought. "Sire, what's your kingdom?" he asked. "All the stars," the king said proudly. The prince smiled, amazed at the king's big dreams on such a tiny planet. Missing his planet, the prince said, "I'd love a sunset. Order the sun to set." The king paused. "If I told a general to be a butterfly, who would be wrong if he failed?" he asked. "You," the prince said. "Exactly," the king nodded. "Orders must be possible. I'll wait for the right time." "When?" asked the prince. The king checked his almanac. "Tonight, at 20 to 8, he said. The prince sighed, bored. "I have nothing to do here," he said. "Stay," the king begged. "Be my minister of justice." But the prince was ready to go. "There's no one to judge here," the prince said. "Judge yourself," the king replied. "That's the hardest thing." The prince nodded. "I can do that anywhere." The king offered, "Judge my old rat. Spare him. He's all I have." The prince frowned. "I don't like judging," he said. "I'm leaving." "Be my ambassador," the king called. The prince sighed, walking away. "If you want obedience," he said, "order me to go now." The king stayed quiet. Grown-ups are so strange, the prince thought, hopping to the next asteroid, his heart full of new lessons. That's the end of Chapter 10 of The Little Prince. The adventure continues next time. I'm Rick. See you soon.